You want to roll these?
I do.
Jump in there. Okay. The year is 2,885. Etithium. We join our group of intrepid adventurers. Haven't really met yet. And let's start with, because that's going to be entertaining. Let's start with the two of you. Otter, you awake to see your traveling companion. Describe yourself.
Sure. So I have my left forefinger stuck to my host's left forefinger stuck to my host tongue, and I'm just kind of waggling about trying to get it off at this point.
So I have a question. Are you going to do that when you're talking in character? Like have your fingers stuck to the tongue as you try to talk?
Well, hopefully I'll be either cut off my finger or my tongue close enough to get.
So then we don't have a fake finger. We could just have you chew on it like a cigarette.
So you see me, and do you do it or you just...
Oh. Well, good morning to you, too. Yes. Oh.
It's my stick.
I try to... The question here is if it's going to be, like, if I...
So, roll a...
If I was going to be able to even rip off my finger.
Roll a Arcana or History check to see if you can understand how it is that your finger got stuck to your tongue.
She's not going to... Yeah, my intelligence... What's the word? I mean... Oh, it's not.
Okay, so you remember hearing some of the priests joking about a parishioner who had come across some sovereign glue, and so sovereign glue is this substance that it is effectively magical crazy glue.
Okay.
And once adhered, there's only one thing that can unadhere it. You don't know what that is.
Okay.
You know that it is.
What?
You know that it is effectively, you either need intervention from a god for one of this other substance to remove it.
Oh.
Well, you gotta hope that some of it's in one of the vials or... No, that's what she won't. She's not gonna listen to me. She's gonna think I'm stupid. Well, if I implore her. Okay. So, I don't even have a knife. Do you have a knife? Otter, do you have a knife?
I do. Do I want to help you with that, though? It looks pretty interesting.
So, I had given you some homework. Did you look over your equipment?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting skill check cop up the whole thing.
Because oddly enough, this might...
I have, I think a vial.
I would recommend... So, I don't want to give it to you, but like, roll. Let's do it this way. Roll a insight check
Cool.
with advantage
Good.
because you are attuned.
Hell.
17, 18, 19.
So in your inventory, you have a weapon that requires certain sacrifices to be given to it.
Sure.
What is the list of those sacrifices?
Understood. I understand. I see where we're going with her. Okay.
I know it.
Okay. I go, well, we have two options. I have this flask of brown liquid that we might be able to use. So this is number one. We can try that. I'm unsure if it's going to work. Or two, I can remove your finger from your hand, and that will help me attune to one of my weapons, but I have to receive your finger willfully. So that's option two. So we could try number one first. Or I cut off your finger.
Well, the finger will still be stuck here. We need to cut it from my tongue.
So do you want me to cut your tongue out?
Would my character survive? Or would I bleed out?
You would you'd probably survive. You'd have a bit of a speech impediment from missing part of your tongue. You're going to be talking out of the side of your mouth. Like, you could survive.
So let's do this. Let's try this flask of brown fluid first.
I tried a flask before.
Right. I think we're on the same page there. Again, I can't guarantee anything. But let's give this.
I mean, it could only get a little worse.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, tongues bleed a lot, but they heal quickly. So it's probably going to be look first and early if you have to lose or put in your tongue.
Yeah.
But what do you have for spell?
I can cauterize it. I should have. Produce flame.
Yeah, that would work.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt.
It's not me.
Do you not feel your house like nerve thinning? That's a good question.
I mean, it's like, would you feel like if your car got scratched?
Okay, that's true. That's fine with her.
Part of the beauty of your race is that when you take over a host, it is literally like wearing a meat shield.
So yeah, this is just the drow druid, I believe.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Well, might as well first just try everything, all my stuff, and then we'll just cut off my tongue.
Okay.
So, we'll try a little bit of your vial,
Okay.
the brown one. We're just going to test all of them.
Okay, so I take out the brown fluid flask.
So you roll this. Are you drinking the vial?
You can drop a drop, into my already, open mouth.
So tongue out, finger on tongue.
Yeah, you just
I
have,
kind of pour it.
So I'm going to say there's not a lot of liquid in there.
oh,
And when you do it, you use about half of it. Like that's just the amount that's there. It touches your tongue.
Oh.
And you feel strength. You feel super strength. You give me a Constitution save.
11.
You take 2 points of damage.
Not really. You will.
And then
That feels strange.
And as you look down, you see your hand still attached. As you look down, your full body starts just sprouting hair. You see this, and she turns into just a hairball. As you stand up, you find yourself are now a bugbear.
Oh.
Same stats, but you're a bugbear.
Okay.
You're still stuck.
Okay. Well, that was not quite as helpful as anticipated. We're gonna try this again.
Okay.
Got another vial.
I go, do you want to just drink the rest of it too and become a full bugbear and chuck?
You know, she's full bugbear.
Oh, okay.
So
And I will roll a.
wait, so is our host a full bugbear and
Yeah,
she's still
our
a
host is
spider?
full
Okay, but you're still a spider in the.
Inside
Yeah.
the bugbear. Roll either of you. Roll if you want to. Do you want to understand what that potion was? Or
Through Arcana, or what do you want to do?
yeah, let's do an Arcana check.
All right. And mine's going to be horrible, but
14?
yeah, 16.
Okay, so you, because of your history in the Fae, you have heard of this type of magic before.
Mm-hmm.
You have yourself a species transformation potion,
Oh,
and it'll randomize your species.
fun.
The effects do not wear off.
I'm still stuck.
One of those wonderful hag magic.
So she's a bugbear until like.
Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you take another potion.
Yeah.
Oh. Or you get a new host.
Or I get a new host.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So my bugbear has the same stats as the drow, though?
Yep.
Huh. Bugbear has better stats.
Yeah.
Do you want the bugbear stats?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
way bad as
Okay. Well, then you would still have the druid background, but with bugbear strength.
Okay. I know it's better than Tavern.
While they're trying to unstuck her finger, go back over here above ground. So you guys are you guys are in the Underhob,
Yeah.
which is this. Think of it like a slum city in the Underdark. It is below the sewers of Guil, called the Underhob. It is where it is effectively a port of commerce between the overworld and the Underdark. It is also the place where like thieves and charlatans go when they need to hide from the law. You have already figured out, like, you're not staying at an inn, you're just kind of like huddled in a pile of dank, Underdark-ish stuff, right? So while you guys are fucking around in the shadows, in the light, we start at where are you staying?
All's well in.
All's Well Inn. We start at the All's Well Inn as you rise on your scheduled day to talk to Archdruid or Archmage Archobeg Lanchos. How do you want to proceed?
Oh, am I far away from where he lives?
You're it's mile, like it's a 50 minute.
Keep it not walk. Because we're taking a carriage, but not walk a bit.
As you're walking, give me a. Actually, no. Let's. So, are you? What would be your mindset as you walk?
I guess I don't know, at the next stage of my job, right, I'm going to report situations that I've learned.
If you got a payday coming.
Yeah. So, probably somewhat guarded, 'cause I don't want to be jumped on the way, and I assume the thing I'm looking into kind of big, just from what we've been doing so far. And I know that, like, it seems like they haven't had any repercussions for the last thing.
So, what would you like to share with the group?
For when we went to the...
So, give us a short recap of what has transpired.
Yes, so my character, Taylor Swift Rider, was hired. hired by Archdruid Lanchos to investigate some kind of underground, like, medicinal product, and he sent with me his assistant, Guildenstern, with Guil,
Or Quill, because they can't say my name right.
yes, he does pronounce it Guil. So we kind of camped out and discovered they had some kind of grow their illegal drugs, which we kind of broke that up.
Cool.
We stole that, reported back. Oh, on Alpha there is a meteor. Did they know about that?
Oh yeah, the meteor.
They don't know about the media.
Oh,
While we were hanging out at Mundo's across the street drinking our cappuccinos, there was a meteor that struck outside of town.
Like a few miles.
Yes, pretty close, I think. And so all the bigwigs in town were upset about that. And later,
It's on your, actually,
there's a crater, yeah.
on the right-hand side.
Oh, the crater. So we haven't really had much to do with that directly, but it seems like everybody's kind of worried about it.
Yeah.
But
we didn't go and investigate it because we were dealing with the Blackwells of the family that we went
the Blackwell Estate.
to go look to see what they were doing. And yeah, we stole the stick.
Yeah, you got the stick.
I got the stick.
I got paid. And then I've just kind of been laying low at the inn, waiting for news from Lanchos for my next job, which he wanted me to go investigate further. So I went into the sewers. I found something. I don't quite know what.
Yeah, you spent time hunting down Teddy, staking him out at Mundo's for his hard biscuits.
Yeah.
Where he did eventually come back and pick them up a couple of days later. You followed him around town, losing him periodically, but then like kind of understanding what his patterns were and where he was going, and ultimately tracked him to. Actually, you also got a wonderful gift from Lanchos to help
I
you.
was going to ask about that cloak. You have like the distinctive cloak or whatever.
Yeah. Did I?
You did not send me steps on it. You told me.
Yeah. I'll send you the steps right now. Actually, I'll give them to you when we go have lunch.
Perfect. That works.
So you're thoroughly rested, and the cloak has regained all of its charges.
Okay.
So you've kind of very cloak and daggery snuck around town, trying to follow Teddy to figure out where he's going, who he's talking to. You found again the druid who they were working with, and you found them kind of in a hidden doorway, concealed behind a hidden doorway in the sewers, up to apparently no good.
Yeah.
But having finally spotted your payday, effectively, you are heading back to Lanchos on your normal appointed time to check in.
I would probably, sorry, real quick, just wear the cloak on the way there, just as a precautionary measure.
Down or tied up.
Whichever one lets me
Hide
stay on.
down. Yeah. So it kind of, you can effectively like turn it off by like lifting it up over your shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Once you like pull it over your pads, your pauldrons, it will like it forces it kind of blurs the thought, and so people are less likely to want to look at you.
Okay.
Right. So, but then even if they do, it also makes it harder for them to actually see you.
Mhm.
Right. So it's very stealthy, but also very nefarious. Right. Like you could practically walk into a crowded room and people wouldn't remember that you were there.
Correct. Yes. Perfect for
Yeah. Like it was.
safe.
And Lanchos, Lanchos, this is one of those things that, so the governing politic of Jigohab is that kind of a pyramid structure, and even for the entire country of Pyrez, it's a pyramid structure in layers of 7, and each layer tries, like they'll have like councils of people at that same layer to adjudicate problems, but if they can't come to an agreement, it kind of escalates up to the next layer. And Lanchos is at that top layer, where he wants to deal with stuff for his underlings and not have it spread outside of his region. This particular issue is, and you guys have heard this before, but I'll let you guys know. Guil is kind of known as the place to go to get healed. Actually, Pyrez is known as the place to go to get healed. Each major city has some type of healing specialty to it. The larger cities have districts that have like those specialties kind of assigned by district because of who is that regional governor, and it gets kind of like segregated down. So there's some like bleed over. So if you go to the area for parasites, you might find somebody who does hair there just because they found a shop or they can do hair there, right? Or whatever, hair regrowth and things like that. So it's not a strict rule that you can't, if you're in this district, you can't do other types of medicine. But when you're in that district, or if you're looking to have medicine done, you go to that district, right? So if I want a parasite removed, I go to the parasite district. Right? Place is lousy with them. But in that like setup, there are like certain agreed upon practices where if you are in, we'll say the parasite district, you can't, if you are a member of that district, you can't be producing goods for curses, right? Like that is a different trade, and that money and that part of the economy is restricted for that group of people, right? It's kind of gilded out that way. And so the reason, and you know this, the reason why this particular Blackwell incident is a big deal for land shows is that somebody is like meddling in the economy, and that can, as a result, that can destabilize kind of the balance that he has set up with the people in his sept. So he has a vested interest, because if he doesn't deal with it, it will get escalated to, if it goes outside of his borders, it could escalate to the point where it's a problem for him now, right? So he just doesn't want to have to report to other people.
Yeah.
And Archmage Archibald Lanchos is, he's effectively on the ruling council of Pyrez, right? Like there are 7 of them. There is no king here, but as far as a higher authority, there really isn't one, right? And so he has one assistant and effectively delegates everything else to his sept, because he's a bit of a weirdo in that way. And his assistant, Guil, but tell us about yourself.
I'm an armadillo. Well, I was originally just like a regular armadillo, just kind of doing my thing, like the little dude. And I wandered into Lanchos's lair, or power, basically. And he was experimenting, and I got caught in the crossfire, kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And I grew into a big armadillo that was more, kind of armadillo-ish, humanish, and I could understand English and all the, other languages and stuff like that, and had more like higher thought process than my regular armadillo self. And I've been with him kind of since then, kind of like a Gargamel Ezreal type of relationship. He just likes to keep me around because he kind of cares for me, and I just don't really have anything else going for me because I don't really have where my other family is. So he's kind of like so I kind of grew up with some shit.
How do you pronounce your name?
It's Guildenstern, or Guil for short, but he always pronounces it Guil.
Guil.
Yeah.
What do you want to be called?
I let him call me by the wrong name because it's kind of, I feel, endearing at this point, because he's got other things going. So Guil.
Okay.
So yeah, shell, or an armadillo shell.
So, since your first foray with Taylor, you have been kept pretty busy, and you have not seen Taylor in his comings and goings. And that has been, you technically don't know this yet, but has been by Lancho's design. Okay, he has been sending you out at the times when Taylor would be
to go run errands. And...
Right, so you guys have not crossed paths since.
Okay.
Which to you might be a little bit odd that you haven't seen Guil.
Right.
But for you, you didn't necessarily know that anything was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just doing about my business, my usual.
So it is the morning of the big confluence. You have successfully returned with the last of all of the weird requests for the other archmages who are coming for the confluence, and have been told to effectively just receive guests and ensure that everybody is shown to their seat. The tower has been reconfigured this morning. All of the rooms along the hallway have been adjusted to be, so setting the stage, you guys know this, just informing you because you'll find this out eventually. The tower is, it's a mage tower. On the outside it looks quite tiny, but very tall. As you walk in the door, it is effectively one incredibly long hallway with rooms on either side, and at the end, a large, reception area. And as you guys know, kind of off to like one corner, kind of in a virtual space is Guil's room, hidden, but the whole thing is magical. So if you want to think about how it's arranged, it is, if you take the tower like this and were to just plop it down like that's the height of the tower is the length of the hallway. And the rooms are kind of situated like in a spiral around it. And there's a hallway that goes to Guil's room, which is kind of in the basement, that like spirals around all of these rooms. So there's one major hallway here. Then there's another hallway that Guil has access to that connects all of the rooms like through a secret entrance. And then there's the major room, which has Archibald's private area, and that is cordoned off from any other access. In fact, even Guil is not allowed to go in there. Every time they attempt to do so, the door rejects them. But at the end of this hallway, you see effectively like an eye-shaped panoramic iris that shows the entire outline of the city from a 300-foot up perspective. And so as folks are arriving in the entryway, which has just inside the entryway, there is a permanent portal inscribed. So as folks arrive, you are showing them to their room, and the confluence is due to start as around noon.
Correct.
You arrive, walking in, again, you have, because of the gifts that have been bestowed upon you, the door recognizes you and just permits you entrance.
Sure.
And kind of showing up, you're a little bit startled to see Taylor, because you haven't seen them in 3 months, right? And that is where the two of you leave off. How would you respond to seeing Taylor coming through the door?
I think I'd be, what's up? Or what have you been up to?
Hey, Guil, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Actually, I spent quite a bit of time in the sewer, not super excited to go back there, but yeah, I got a few more jobs for Blanchos that I got to reply on.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with you. I haven't seen you in a while.
He's just been having me run lots of errands, getting stuff and dealing with stuff here. So I didn't know, the usual. I didn't know you were still employed by him. I'm just a little surprised, but happy to see you.
It's kind of weird. So I figured you were in on whatever he's up to.
Now, he doesn't tell me a lot.
I see. He did give me this nice cloak, though. Look at this.
That is cool.
Yeah. I'm thinking about anything this fancy in my life.
Nice. Ringer, gotta get something out of him.
So are there like a lot of people in here too?
Yeah, or is it just kind of us right
out in
now?
the lobby chatting?
There's that. The archmages are effectively traveling alone. They can't bring their entourage because it is a secret meeting.
Okay.
But so they're showing up. They have been showing up, and they just kind of poop, and you're.
And they just show them off to their own.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're again, they know who you are because you have interacted with them in a previous time.
Mm-hmm.
But much like land shows, they pay you very little mind,
Okay.
right? Because you don't.
I don't really matter to them all that.
Right. Like it's
Like, I'm the help.
It's like having a pet dog that is trained to like take you around, right? Like you're a seeing eye dog effectively for them. Right?
Okay.
Not that you're disliked in any way, but
But it's like,
you're not important to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably don't warrant any thoughts, positive or negative.
Yeah.
Which is kind of to my advantage, I guess.
And so
So they probably not necessarily notice me, but do they notice Taylor?
they have, as they have been showing up, they've been going to their rooms and just closing the door.
Oh.
There's only about 2 that have yet to arrive.
Okay.
And as we're having this conversation, another one pops in.
Okay.
Does not necessarily care that they're there.
Mhm.
But where should I set my things?
I'll just show you to your room and you can set your things there.
And so, Lanchos hasn't come out of his room yet.
Okay.
But what would you do with Taylor? Or Taylor, what would you do?
Do I have a room? Do I just why are there so many mages here? What's going on?
There's some meeting that Lanchos is having. I'm not quite, except called conference, I'm not quite sure what. Has this happened before with confluence, or is this a new?
This particular, so the confluence is, in the time that you've been with Lanchos, 2 have happened.
Okay.
And typically, they're a big deal, right?
Okay.
I mean, you think of a G5 summit, right?
So am I?
It usually you go to this palatial estate in the country. It is heavily armed. It is pomp and circumstance, and sycophants come to hobnob with the important people.
So the previous one, am I there with Lanchos, or does he leave me at?
No, he would bring you as his taster, effectively.
Oh, okay. So basically, if anyone's gonna poison him, I'm gonna die. I get it. So, but do I? So am I there during their secret Freemason, whatever the hell, or do I just kind of taste his food and then go off to my own?
Your typical role is to be kind of standing behind him if he needs anything.
Right back. So his personal assistant for these friends.
Have you ever watched Stargate?
Actually, never did.
So in Stargate they have the gold have when they have they have their meeting, they have a personal manservant.
Okay.
That is there.
Okay.
Right. So that's what you are. Is you're effectively his manservant.
Okay.
You have given, basically his most trusted individual.
Yeah.
Right.
So I do know what these things are then.
Right, but if the nature of the conversation is
a little above my.
Yeah, it's above your pay grade, and probably the implications of what's being said is more nuanced than you can pick up on. Right, you hear them talking about stuff, but
as far as I'm concerned, it's just a big meeting, and they talk about things that I don't quite.
Right, it doesn't necessarily have a lot of impact on your day to day.
Okay.
But it would be very similar to the type of like conversation that you're very accustomed to overhearing.
Okay.
Right? It's like you're
So do I just kind of like tune it out a little bit? Like, oh, they're just talking about this stuff, but I'm quite
you're really focused
on what he needs. Okay. Okay. So yeah, no, they've had a few of these, but normally they're somewhere else. So it's kind of weird that it's here. So I'm not quite sure what's up.
Hot. So I don't think I was invited, but I do need to talk to Land shows. So they're like a drawing room, some kind of waiting area that I should maybe hang out in while they're doing this.
Well, I mean, I'll just leave you here. I'll go knock on his door. Okay, what's up?
Sure.
So.
as you walk away, one more
Person
you get to the end of the hall, another mage shows up. What would we do? What would either of you do as you're standing right next to the mage?
Well, if I saw that, I would probably come back, be like, hey, I gotta show this guy to his room, and then I will go knock on his door and we'll search you out.
Okay.
So,
you knock on the door, and yes, Guil, what is it?
Taylor is here. You, I think, summoned him, so he just is wondering what's up, if he's on another.
Just that dead boss. Shit. Okay. Have the delegates all arrived?
I believe so, yeah.
All up. Good. Bring Taylor to the room and have them sit in the back, if you would, please.
So the big room that everyone's they're all in their separate room? Or are they in a vacuum?
If you did your job, yes.
Okay. I will bring them to the...
You hear, as you turn around, you hear a bell that kind of ding in it, like a ethereally ding inside this space. It like reverberates, like it's weird because you feel the reverberation, but you don't hear it. Like you can feel the bell, but it is quiet.
Okay.
And within seconds, you see all of the doors open as all of these very well-dressed mages, some of them with little things like motes floating around their heads, all of them...
They're from my business.
Yeah, right opportunity.
You have heard, like you see some of them and you kind of like can guess kind of who they might be from the experiences that you've had, and from the stories that you've heard of these individuals, right? But they all had, I'm assuming you get Taylor and bring them to...
Yes, I will. Follow me. We'll go to the single room.
So as you guys are settling in, what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm still surprised that, I'm looking at a bugbear. And I'm like, oh, didn't expect that. I've heard of the no-shave winter thing, but that's taken to to the extreme.
It's of no consequence. But this vial came within a set. There must be another one here. We're gonna keep going.
Okay.
Take out one of the other, now 5, random.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me. If you hit a 2, roll it again.
Speak of the devil.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, how many vials do you need to have? 5, and you don't know what's in them.
I have a total of 6. One of them was the sovereign glue, and the other 5 I still don't know. And his is the
transformer. Okay.
Okay. So, what are you doing with vial number 3?
First, I will smell it.
It smells. Well, as you go to sniff it, you could get this effervescent bubbles that kind of tickle your nose.
Yeah. That would seem right.
It smells like it smells, well, let's say floral, and a bit, maybe a bit like, what smells floral, effervescent, and maybe a bit vinegary.
Are my spidey senses tingling?
I don't know what that means.
We're gonna try it.
All right, so do you want me to help assist her?
Could you help me pour a little bit of this on?
Okay.
You're gonna pour it on you?
Yeah, the conjunction where my finger is stuck to my tongue.
Okay.
Oh, we're still trying to get your tongue done.
Yeah,
How much of this liquid are you going to pour?
just like a tester, pretty much. Like I use probably the same amount that I use from the Tavern glue.
It makes your tongue a little bit tingly,
Enough.
but has no effect.
Okay. Well, this isn't quite working, so I think I may need your assistance once again. Do you think you could be able to cut off the tip of my tongue to free up my finger?
I could. I was just looking. I don't have a dagger. I have a sickle and a small axe. Oh, I mean, you are a bug, baby. So, this is going to be pretty easy that way. So, do we sever the joint where it's connected? Do you want to sever the finger and then you can move that freely and then I'll take care of it from there? Because that's a lot of stuff to have right here. What are you feeling?
We have to sever it from my tongue.
Okay.
We have to cut off probably part of my tongue.
Okay.
But
All right. The
I
sharpest.
feel like a sickle or a axe, it was gonna be kind of big.
You would also have the, jagged edge of one of your arrow tips.
I could do that.
Yeah, better.
Just thought off. Okay.
Well, if you think about a sickle, hopefully it's very, very sharp, even though it's maybe, let's say, that big.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I'm just hoping for a good roll that he doesn't maim my.
I think this is,
Maybe
this
that's
is like
true.
a big Reaper sickle, right?
Oh, like a side.
no, it's actually more like a hand one.
Yeah.
Because
That's not that.
Yeah, let's look at the tip then.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use the tip.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
There you go.
Oh,
these look like it's fair. It's all fun and games until the knives come out.
it's all quiet. We're all ooh, actually. Anyway, so what do you want me to roll?
You tip.
Yeah, so,
Surgery check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
so well, you can choose. Do you want to do medicine or do you want to do a sleight of hand?
Sleight of
He's
hand.
doing that. I'm prepping produce flame in the other.
Okay.
I'm like, do you want to put on some more of that tingly juice you just had, so maybe it won't be as bad? And do you have a health potion just in case stuff goes absolutely wrong?
I think we're good. I think I'm ready. I'm prepped.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, I'm gonna do sleight of hand. $16.
So, very carefully. Are you gonna stick your tongue out?
Yeah, I'm pulling with my finger and my tongue as far as possible.
Okay.
Like when you put your tongue on a frozen pole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stretching it.
It is exactly that sensation.
Yeah.
So, as deftly as you can, you go in and you slice. You manage to remove you're going for the tongue, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you manage to cut off just a little bit of tongue. So now you have a piece of tongue glued to your finger.
Yeah.
That's no.
Roll a d4 with disadvantage. Just roll 2 d4s and we'll take the lower.
Okay, we can do
Since you're trying,
that. 3.
that's the lowest.
Yeah. Okay.
3 and a 3.
Good.
Okay. And I cauterize it.
Okay.
Like, working good. Looking good? Yeah, not too bad.
I haven't seen myself yet. I just know from looking at my hand that I'm furry.
Yeah, you got claws and pads and
But I'm like, so just to kind of give you a heads up, you are no longer a drow.
I figure.
Yeah, you seem to be somewhat of a bugbear. So, I mean, that's not bad. It's not a bad look on you. I'm just saying.
You wear well.
Yep. We might want to get you a fedora or something like that to spruce it up, but you're looking good.
Actually, how are they perceived? Like
bugbears.
popular. Like they like
Not
run in
bugbear.
fear by like showed up in a town.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. I mean, amongst humans, you'd be given a pretty serious wide berth.
Okay.
People would probably snatch up their little kids and not let them run close to you.
So only and I'm thinking a sense of humor. Just go stuff. Multi?
Yo, Guil plus take Guil.
Okay. Have you told me before though that you needed a finger?
I do need a finger. From a willing participant here. I'm not saying, it'd be great. It'd be great. I'd really appreciate it. But you don't have to. You don't have to.
I mean, it's already you helped me out. It's already got a tongue on it. So
All right. So
Yeah. Or the axe. You could just clean cut that.
yeah. All right. So cut off the tongue finger.
yeah, I got that flame.
Okay. So put it down so I don't cut off the others. All right. What do you want me to roll?
Let's do a. Let's
It's not my thing.
do it.
Well, that's true.
The sleight of hand again, or medicine check again.
Well, I'll do slight because I have.
So does the host's willpower matter?
Yeah.
The host doing it willingly?
So in
Oh,
in this context, there is no host. So
Oh, they're just my fleshy dude.
A bit? Okay.
so her a little bit about the animacid. So the animacid is these little like spiders that they have really long lives, kind of let's say demon tiefling-esque spiders, right? But
Super tiny.
in fact, this is like an actual sized spider.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So they tend to, like they're everywhere, right? Like literally everywhere. But some, and this is about game knowledge, but like some animacid become zealots, right? And when they do, they take on a form of like sorceress power, and they feed on the souls of the creatures that they can inhabit, right? So it when they go into a host, their soul becomes like forfeit, right? Like they are the host for all intents and purposes, and the soul is thoroughly killed, like wiped from existence.
so like a get out situation. Minus the pistol.
I actually haven't watched that show.
It's a good movie. Highly recommend. It's like sounds like it's not like that.
Or is it the sunken place?
Yeah. Like they go to the sunken place and
I think it's the soul's obliterated. I think
Yeah.
it was even more extreme than the sunken place. Okay.
Yeah, the soul is removed from the great cycle.
Oh, so it's like that little parasite that goes into fish and then it lashes onto their tummy and things them in their zombies and then it does what it wants.
Yeah.
Oh, it's something with the snails too.
yeah, or ants or something like that.
And yeah.
There's also the fungus, yeah.
Oh yeah, the fungus. That's what I'm. Yeah.
Some,
Okay.
Last of Us.
But
If it's willing.
Okay.
the effect is somewhat like your typical your typical spiderling can't do this. It is once they have effectively become an animacid through their zealotous devotion to their deity or to their cause. I mean, they're effectively an evil paladin, right? Like they can go in and they will thoroughly destroy that soul, so that it is removed from the grand cycle.
Sweet.
So above knowledge, above table then.
But along with the host is lost, and like as with the skill set that she has right now, like the host is lost, right? Like the knowledge just kind of fades off, and it is a.
So it's just meat suit.
It's a meat suit.
So then is from my animatic sheet, is that not the thing anymore where they can wrestle back power if they're sold enough?
They I believe it was written that they don't once you leave.
Because they're saying if they get over
Right.
they would. I like it better if they.
Yeah, no. Let's just say that the body just drops.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just
It ragdolls. It ragdolls at that point. Yeah.
Okay. So
It's like Edgar from Men in Black.
Yes, it's an
Imposter suit.
Oh, okay.
That is actually a very apt analogy.
So I got a really shitty 3 plus a 4 equals 7. So this is a hard hack going through the bugbear spring.
jagged line. You're supposed to go here. It's like
Yeah.
I'm all sorry about that. Not used to the
So I'm gonna have you roll a d6 for the damage on that one, because you get a little. I think you get a little bit of extra knuckle.
okay. Just hacking away here.
Sure.
I cauterize it.
Okay.
So I'm looking at it and I'm like, so if I lick this, does that mean we've been making out?
What, her tongue?
It's on the finger.
I guess technically. Come on, could you have that tongue if you needed it to taste like a poison? Could you just use that tongue to do that? And if it dies, then you know it's poison?
Well, since it's already a dead finger
Oh, but
and a dead piece of tongue, I don't know that putting poison on it would do anything more than just make it goopy.
it would have been fun if it could do that.
I mean, you could use it in acid
That's true.
to see if it's bad acid.
What are you using my finger for?
I'm off. Oh. I didn't see anything. No.
I'm pulling out the mask like.
I don't know. No, I'm like, so I received this this bow and arrow through a fake, and in order to gain powers, it requires certain things. One of those things being a finger from a willing host who had to be given over. So now I will remove myself here real quick and do a little 5-10 minute ritual. And
Is that what you call it? That's what the kids call it.
yeah, so don't look over this way, okay? If you hear any noises or see me rolling around,
It has to be down to part of the ritual.
So as you are doing your thing, you see kind of this like he draws this circle on the ground, and from it these trees, this like vines like go over him. Now you're in the zone. Outside of the circle, it just kind of, you lose the ability to see, right? You don't see what's going on out there. And as you complete this circle, you have the bow and the finger kind of laid out. Parts of the bow reach out like little tendrils and pull the finger in and like wrap it inside the fibers of the bow. And you see the bow itself like starts to sprout like little fingers across it, right?
Does it also start spreading little tongues?
Yeah.
Yeah. The tongue don't seem to make any difference. But you do see like fingertips now, like kind of sticking out from the bubble.
Beautiful.
It looks grotesque, but to you it looks beautiful.
I'm like, oh my god, this is the best. Oh, there we go. Oh,
yeah.
no.
Nice. I love it. So yeah.
I don't want to see what you do after dark.
You can mark your bow as at the next level then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get used to the. I assume it's much bigger now too.
Sounds cute.
So, yeah, I'm trying to wiggle around, trying to figure out how to move them.
Yep.
I already had issues with the drow being lanky, not have this thing.
How big is the bugbear?
They are,
6 foot?
So they're like Sasquatch size?
effectively. Cool, we got that. We could give her the Sasquatch whine.
There you go. Don't use the right hand, okay?
So the ritual completes, and you guys had previously discovered the path forward to going up.
Yep.
And it is as you venture there is a pool in a river, right, with just a ladder that seems to just kind of go up into the darkness. And you've seen a couple people coming down, but you get the all clear from the last person who comes down that there's nobody coming down after them, and you're free to go up. So you start climbing the ladder.
Thank you again for the finger. I appreciate it.
That's what she said.
Right?
So the confluence starts, and it is very little pomp and circumstance here. Lanchos comes to the middle of the room, and he waves his arms, and the focus kind of that eye slit that's there, the panoramic eye slit, now kind of opens, and the whole dome now feels like it is a open view of the city and the region.
Okay.
But it magnifies as you look. If you have an intent to look into a spot, you can see yourself looking across the entirety of the country. Now, you can see all the way to the border, right? Magical magnification of the entire this side of the continent. So for you, you're just kind of looking around, wow, this is
I think that's magic.
right. But you're also seeing landmarks that you kind of only heard of. You can see the coast on one side, you look the other side, you can see the mountains, and you can see the smoke coming out of the volcano over there. If you look very carefully, you can see carts on the roads that are in the right alignment, right? It's kind of it's just you're awestruck, right? And a lot of the conversation just starts to as it starts to roll up, kind of falls to the back of your thought process as you're just kind of looking through this. You're a little bit off to the side from Lanchos as he let this convergence come to a start. So we have come today to discuss the impending issue of our doom. As you are all aware, the reports of the inbound meteors have been confirmed by all members of this congregation, and we now know that what we have seen up to this point is only the beginning. We are here today looking for solutions or options that we might use to keep our country safe. One of a tiefling speaks up, and they are from a northern region, and they say, our mages perfectly capable of intercepting these meteors and bringing them down safely. I propose we teach destruction magic to everybody who is willing and position them throughout the countryside to keep our populace safe. And you hear, here. And, half of the congregation kind of agrees. As you hear the pounding kind of snaps you back into like what's going on in the room. You hear a gentle-voiced halfling lady. Destruction magic is too dangerous to teach to the populace. We should use protection magic and just put a loving blanket of protection over the entire populace. And you hear, as a different group. And this kind of goes back and forth as time progresses. Lanchos at one point kind of like gives you like a look, and you could like you specifically, and give me a insight roll.
Okay.
15.
15. The look that he gives you is kind of this look of, I see that you're here and you probably shouldn't be hearing this, but it is necessary for you to be here at this point, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Yeah. So he recognizes your existence, but you are not the most important thing on the docket.
Sure.
And so this progresses to the point where folks decide they need to take a break for lunch, or at this point, dinner. As they do, Lanchos beckons you over and says, "What have you found?"
I found the lair of a druid in the sewer behind some kind of hidden door.
Here is your payment. And he reaches inside his cloak. Substantial sack of gold. Are you available for another task?
I believe I can be.
I would like you to bring this druid before me.
Roll on?
Does it?
Please do.
Please take Guil. Guil, take go with Taylor here and make sure that they are successful in their task. Here, take these, and he hands you 2 health potions, basic health potions. If you can, ensure that the activities uncovered there, bindings. Oh, you may also need this. And he hands you another larger potion, which is labeled Potion of Giant Strength.
Did you say what kind? Giant thorn fire?
So, just in case. Happy hunting. And guessing the 2 of you would walk out at that point?
Yeah, good.
Okay. And that are you gonna grab some food before you go, or? Okay, so grabbing
It's
food.
been like twice a century or whatever. Might be forgetting to grab some cake.
Yeah. And it's a pretty lavish spread, but most of these mages are kind of like appetizering it, right? Like they got like a big plate, like 4 or 5 little things on it. Like they eat like this all the time.
So I load up.
So, venturing now into the sewers, you find yourselves kind of trekking towards that location. As you do, as you start to get closer, you hear. So now, as you guys are coming up, would you be quiet or would you be chatting? So what's happened is you've climbed up, you've gotten to the top of the ladder, and you find yourself now in a like bricked in sewer system, under passages of the city. There is the ladder is like on one side of this large opening, and then there's a shit waterfall kind of coming down the other side, right, opposite you. So the ladder comes up as then kind of behind your, like if you're climbing up the ladder, like behind you, there's this effluent running down.
That's not great.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't smell any worse than it did from the bottom.
Oh,
right.
I forget that you were in the sewer. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
But you are getting actually now more fresh air as some of the, and some of the more aromatic components of this wonderful mixture.
I'm like, what is that smell? I think it's fresh air.
Right. So you get to the top, and what would you do?
I look around.
Who's first?
Oh, yeah.
Who would climb up first?
I'm like,
Probably
You still have to figure out your bugbear.
yeah.
because I'm like, I don't know if people are going to be too thrilled to see a bugbear popping out of the ground, but I'll give a quick look around, and
So as you get up, you come to this opening, and like out in front of you, you just see like the sewer, right? Like there's just a long sewer tunnel.
From that.
Kind of off to some of the sides. You can see maybe there's some other pathways, but
right, looks like the coast is clear here.
Clank, clank, clank. I did the claws scraping everything. Trying to get out. Getting
All clumsy.
Trying to lick myself up that and eventually get out. Sure.
okay. You're up, and now the two of you are kind of in the sewer, but again, you don't know like which way to go. You're just kind of
Wandering.
in the sewer. As you guys have now made it down into the sewers,